to the Festival
of Storytellers.
I can't tell you how excited I am to be on right now. It's been a couple of weeks of excitement, getting prepared, and I've done a lot of things in my life, but this has got to be close to the top.
Thank you, and Reader's Magnet, and thank you, John, for putting this forth and taking the chance on us authors in presenting this out to the world.
I've enjoyed this immensely, Joanne.
Ellie, so have I. Thank you for who you are, and thank you, Reader's Magnet. You all are beautiful, and you've worked so very hard, and we are blessed.
We are.
I thank everybody that's involved with this process, because we know writers need readers and writers need publishers. We thank Reader's Magnet and everybody that's involved. I love Reader's Magnet. They say, we share your stories with the world.
Yes, greetings in the different languages of the world. In the language of the Yoruba of Nigeria, ancient Nigeria, I say Baboni. In the language of Arabic, I say Marhaba. In the language of the Navajo of North America, I say Seal. In the language of the Mandarin of what we call China, I say Ni Hao. And in the language of the ancient Aztecs peoples, in the language called Nahuatl, I say Jiao. This is Quinton Crawford, author of the books Muchi the Suchi, This is the Peace People, the children's book, as you see. Other books you may see on the website, Knowledge for Tomorrow, and The Global Situation, which I'll show in a little while. Those books are, all the books are on my website, which I'll show you in just a moment. Here you go. Let you see the home page of my website. Hopefully, I have the wrong page up, but let me scroll up a little bit. These are just some of the videos that I have. Here's the home page. Sorry, I had it on the book page. But here are the 3 books that I have, that I published. There are basically 2 more coming after publication. Muchi the Suchi, This is the Peace People, is being translated into French as well as into Spanish, so that parents and children of these other languages around the world, and possibly soon several others, such as Mandarin and Arabic, may also have liberty of having this book in their language, as well as I think I had the arrangement I'm beginning to make for German, but those are about to happen. My autobiography is being created at this moment by Reader's Magnet, and I believe it'll be out in January or possibly February, depending on what goes on between now and then. Okay, let me get off of this page and show you a little something else of about this particular book. Okay, that's there. I wanted to make sure that you see my promos for this book for Mushi the Sushi Fits These People. Hopefully this is the correct one. Yes, that is. Here we go. Put it on full screen and enjoy.
Muchi travels around the world into different time periods to meet people at times of peace, but leaves when war begins. She leaves a message of hope for the conclusion of violence and succession of peace in each place while learning world history.
Oops, okay. There we go. All right, so back to me. Now this book, Muchi the Sushi Visits the Peace People, it contains, children of, I try to pick at least two of from every continent in the world and region of the world. First off, most people may notice one of the first things their eyes tend to gravitate towards is towards the upper left corner for some odd reason. Looking at the guys up there, the Buddhists in prayer. The reason why I have children of these various cultures in this book is because this book is a multicultural book. I'm, of course, very anti-racist and as well as anti-speciesist. I'm really against prejudice against others. That's something that is not humanistic, immoral, and, well, just plain uncivilized. That's something we do not need to express to the children, those growing up to take over our civilizations, our priorities after you and I, as adults, are gone. Even before then. I purchased and also took several of the images of the children within this book. Did a little bit of fancy editing on the images to make sure they're clear. Some of the images, pictures I've taken are several years old. I begin this story with this character, Muchi, the little purple girl in the middle there, you see. That's not quite human, not human. When I was thinking of this, creating this book, I was trying to think of what culture should this girl, wherever she comes from, come from. Battled my head a bit on that, gave me a bit of a headache trying to figure it out. And I thought to myself, forget Earth. Let's make this character from somewhere else. So I did. I reached out for an illustrator to create a picture and create an image of a girl, an alien girl from somewhere else, of course. And I got responses back from several different countries, and my winners. My winner was actually a guy from Sri Lanka. He decided to be a contributing illustrator. Sent me an image of this girl character. I decided to use it. Paid him for the image, and it's mine. So I've used it. I should have asked him for a full body image of this character, but I can do that again later, some other time. So Mr. Kai Wayne Shi of China also assisted with some of the language, with the Mandarin language. I didn't know well enough for sure that I was spelling some of the words correctly, so I reached out to him, and he helped me as well. So I give thanks to each of the individuals that assisted me with this creating this book. If you write a children's book, be sure you do that as well. So I have the character going to different places around the world, meeting children of different cultures. First, she goes to Nigeria. This is a very large nation in Western Africa. She meets the Yoruba people. And she finds her friend to talk to, greeted and said goodbye to him in the Yoruba language. And Muchi said, Bawuni, which means hello in English. He says, Oshun, which means thank you in Yoruba. She says the word ore, which means friend in Yoruba. And she says, and it's time to go. She says Odabo, which means goodbye in Yoruba, in Western African language. And after she leaves, she goes somewhere else. She actually goes up into both the Yemen, the nation of Yemen, on the, I believe it's the southeastern coast or eastern coast of Saudi Arabia, and she goes to Iran. Both are essentially places in Asia where people speak Arabic. She found some friends to talk to. Later, as she was leaving, of course, she says goodbye. And I have in this language, in Arabic, as well as when she goes to North America, she meets the Cherokee and China, meets the people there who speak Mandarin. She goes to Mexico. In the area of Mexico called Michoacan, that's a state of Mexico in the southern region of that country, where some of the people speak Nahua, and there's a few other languages that are spoken there besides Spanish. Spanish is a colonial language. Kind of sad to see that it's still in high practice, but it's being used as a communication medium. She knows the languages of the people as soon as she meets them. She goes to Japan, meets a girl named Mitsuko. She goes to Hawaii, ancient Hawaii, to meet a young lady named Akela. And I've used, as I've created this first story of the book, Mochi the Sushi Visits the Peace People, I looked through to research the names, the true names, where they came from, and if they came from a particular area, I've used them. She moves to ancient India next, and she meets a young lady named Ramnik and her friend named Danica. And she knows the language of the people there. Next, she goes back over into Africa, into ancient Ghana. And let's say this little girl in this picture is one of the children that kind of really influenced, and we mentioned this before, really influenced the writing of this book. I was really concerned about her when I saw her, and I'll tell you why a little later. She's one of the foundations of this book. Next, she ends up going further south in the continent of Africa, into South Africa, and meets the Zulu people. Greets and says hello, thank you, greets these two friends, and then says goodbye. In Zulu, Hamba Kale means goodbye. Next, she goes much further north into the continent of Europe and meets a young boy in the nation of Switzerland named Patrick. Patrick was a private school boy. He became just a quick short friend of Mochi. And then she goes all the way over into Southern Asia, Southeast Asia, to Vietnam, and meets a young girl named Hai. And strangely enough, and you might find this common among many other languages around the world, some of the words that we speak here in the United States and also over in Europe area, some of the words that we may think of as native to our language of English actually are words that are used or came from other parts of the world. So she says hello, which also means hello in Vietnam. This goes to South America. She is the same greeting, salutation, saying thank you. It's a friend, amigo, in Peru, a girl named Cayu. And of course says goodbye. Kasharpi, Kashapari, which means goodbye in the Quechua language in Peru. So, and in ending in her journey, she goes to, no surprise, to Philippines. And in the language of the Cebuano, She greets a young boy by saying "Kamusta," which in translation in English would mean "How are you?" Um, in the same place, as she leaves, of course, she says goodbye, which would be, as I was informed, Palam. Now, in the second story, oh, I have some questions here. I'm sorry, I did not see a moment ago. Okay, thank you, store manager. Mira, oh, your question was, may I show a few illustrations of this book? Yes. Well, I don't have too many illustrations. Most of the pictures in here are pictures of children I either met or purchased the images, the rights to the image, um, as time permitted, and the scene, the visual of this story as I go along, matched or needed. Really the only main illustration that I have is just Muchi yourself. Muchi the Suchi yourself. Hopefully the image on your side of the camera or the screen, it's shown, could see the image as clearly as I can see it, right here in front of me. But let's just say here, Muchi was a time traveler that loved to share, well, let's just say her music with peaceful people from other worlds. She looked like a purple girl and spoke thousands of languages. She could even move herself through the past or present with angelic sounds of a song. So she's a pretty dynamic alien. Or just at power of thought. She could read every language, sing many songs, but hated war and words of hate. The question before I move forward here, for Fairgoer 2151, a second ago, says, wow, I am impressed of the twist of this children's book of yours. Thank you. Another person, Fairgoer 2220, 5 seconds ago, asked the question, how many languages do you have for this book? Approximately 14 languages. Reason why I went so far on that is because as a sub teacher here in California, which is where I live, United States, that I noticed, and I'm sure many of you out there may have noticed, that the children here in this country are typically only not learning or knowing one or some of the second language, which I found embarrassing and sad as I've traveled other parts of the world. I have worked as a teacher trainer in the nation of Ghana. My dad was in the Air Force. We traveled around when I was a kid, and a few years ago, I was an English teacher in China, in the region. I forgot the name of the particular region at the moment, but I was in the city of Shenzhen. It's close to Hong Kong. I enjoyed some of my time there. Some of the time I didn't, because of some of the air pollution and water pollution. But I don't want to go too much into that part of my story. Now, Muchi, in the second story in this book, they're trying to make it a good value for the parents out there and for their children that may buy this book for. So I want to make this a learning experience, not just a fantasy. I don't discount fantasies much, but fantasy fiction, pure fiction, is never really been my thing. I enjoy some fantasy stories for myself, but from me to other children out there in the world, I need to help teach. 4 minutes left. Okay, I better close up here. So I've given you a little summary of the second story. First part, she goes to each part of the world as she finds more about to happen. She says she'll return when there's peace again. She goes to ancient Africa, ancient Mexico, China, and many other regions of the world in the past, and even a little into potential future. So I will close there and leave you with the second book promo that I have, so I can get the sharing done correctly. Good day. Okay. I might have to start the video back over again because I watched to the end. I'm sorry. Here we go. Oops. Okay, got it back. Okay. All right. Here we are. Okay. That was the end of that there. And thank you for hopefully enjoying what I have to present for you. Tomorrow, I will be presenting on my second book published by Reader's Magnet called The Global Situation, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 12 p.m. Pacific. Have a good day.